You just gotta decide and just go for it, you know? There's no like in between. You either doing it or you're just postponing it. That's it. You're not never in between. There is no in between. Like you just do it right now. You want to do it, you decide you're gonna do it and you do it, or you're just postponing it. And the more you postpone it, the worse. The older you're getting, the worse you're getting. You're never going up. You never staying stuck and still, you know? You're either going up or you're going down. A lot of times we give ourselves the excuse like only when you meditate that you can allow yourself to feel your emotions or to be present. But actually, you can start like bringing that meditation into your day-to-day life, even when you're feeling a certain emotion, instead of keeping in your head and thinking about the emotion and start like having this negative think spiral in your head or thoughts, negative thoughts about judging what you're feeling. You can in that moment bring your awareness to some part of your body, or just like bring awareness to right now, to the moment. Maybe focusing on your like focus on your hands, like the energy in your hands or your feet, or just some part of your body specific, and just bring your attention, your awareness to that part of your body, and then you see that you become way more present, and those feelings will be handled much better in with that than with thinking about them.
Can you speak more about presence and being present in the moment and present with the female and like any tips? Or,
Well, in the beginning, not nowadays, but in the beginning, I think that if you want to like really bring more presence to your life, you gotta like do the exact same thing as you did with your habits, which is start small and things that are easy to do, so that you don't ask yourself too much and then are not able to accomplish. So something that we did practiced in our retreat was really helpful for Roel. Maybe Roel can talk about it. Uh, so he was trying to meditate with eyes closed, but he wasn't able to like. The thoughts were just racing,
Yeah.
and we actually started by just like grabbed the glass, a random glass, and we just stared at the glass, and then you just put your whole focus on that object, and whenever your thoughts pull you away, you just try to catch yourself as fast as possible from that, and then come back to the glass. So that's something like you can do, like you start by doing that 5 minutes a day, and then you just amp up and
Mm.
start increasing the time that you do that, and then over time your life will be very different.
yeah, that's great. And I am meditating a lot, and I'm present. Like I know the presence, and I understand your what you're speaking. And like more specifically, it would be I don't know if you experience something like that when you're really like busy or have a lot of things going on and you're just focusing and having to use your brain a lot and like logistics and things. And there's this moment like this evening, I know you can catch yourself in a moment when you're a lot in your head and not in the not being present, and like how to catch yourself in these moments when it's happening and like bring yourself back. Does it
Yeah.
come time or is there like a
Yeah, I think
met?
if you're like having that moment and you find yourself in that moment, like just taking a break and just maybe like, like doing that exercise of just uh, being your focus to your more to your body. And because a lot of times that when you're doing too much things, it's not so much about the things you're doing, it's more your head is racing. You see, you're thinking too much, right? So it's not like you couldn't do those things if you're fully present. You could do those things way more efficiently if you were fully present while doing it, right? But then when your head gets racing, it gets you to overthink, and then you become more unproductive. So it's better to maybe take a break when you catch yourself doing that, and then relax a little bit, focus on your body, focus on more the present, and calm yourself down, and then go back to it more relaxed and more present and more calm. Yeah. What do you feel like is holding you back for going fully into that instead of half fasting and like either that or like I'm not like staying in that job or whatever? Not why don't you? What's holding you back from going dive into that if you're that's what you passionate about?
I don't know, man. I just haven't found an idea that I think um I can turn into a business, or I don't feel like I have the right capacities yet to be
Why not? The
well, because
truth
I
is,
don't.
like, the truth is like you're never gonna feel like you do. That's the truth. Like, especially if you're starting out, you're gonna all have all kinds of doubt and fear, and that's okay. And if some people maybe will tell you that you're not good enough or whatever, but that's they're just their what they believe about themselves, so they're projecting that onto you. So, like, I mean, once you start, then you can start learning how to coach. Like, you're never gonna learn how to coach if you don't coach people, right? So, and if you're just doing it for free, they're probably not gonna take it seriously. So it's not really coaching until you start charging. So I would advise you to just go for it and fuck whatever whoever thinks, your parents or who the fuck, and just do it. That's what I would say.
It's more just my own doubt, Probably because I was conditioned to follow the standards 9 to 5, get your job done, your average salary, your average happiness. And now that I'm actually in it, in the chaos, uh, I really don't know what to focus on.
Focus on what excites you. That's it, and leave everything else behind. And if you do need to have a job, that's fine, but don't do the job. You're not doing the job because that's the ultimate goal. You're just in the transition. I had shitty jobs as well, while I was going for what I wanted to do, which is coaching, but I needed to go through that. So that wasn't bad because I was following my purpose. So the only thing about having a shitty job, is because that's it. That's your ultimate goal. And if that's the case, then that's a problem, because if you're not passionate about that job, it's just gonna be a shitty fucking existence. You're not gonna fucking be 40 years in the same job and just die slowly on installments, like Sadhguru said. You just die in installments. You just fucking become like a shell version of yourself. So just drop it as soon as possible and just go for what you want.
Yeah, I would need to figure out what I want exactly first.
Yeah, you just said it. You just said it what you wanted.
That's not specific. It's like what am I gonna be, like a general like a general wellness coach or?
Yeah, like whatever excites you, whatever you want to do, whatever you like to do. Like you're fucking free. All the things that you think you're not free, just your own limitations in your mind. You're free. You can do whatever you want to do. Nobody can tell you what to do. You can tell yourself what to do, what you want to do, and just follow whatever you're passionate and excited about. That's it. Nothing more to it. And thinking about it won't do anything. You just gotta decide and just go for it. There's no like in between. You're either doing it or you're just postponing it. That's it. You're not never in between. There is no in between. Like, you just do it right now. You want to do it, you decide you're gonna do it and you do it, or you're just postponing it. And the more you postpone it, the worse. The older you're getting, the worse you're getting. You're never going up. You never staying stuck and still. You're either going up or you're going down. That's the only directions there are. So you don't want to keep going down. You got to start going up, and going up means following whatever excites you, because that changes your state. When you change your state, then you change your thoughts. When you change your thoughts, you change your actions. When you change your actions, you change your life. That's, yeah.
Sounds easy enough. Let's see. Thanks for the advice, bro.
Welcome. Yeah, Maxel. What's up, man?
Yeah, man. Yeah, what's up, guys? Hey, thank you for letting me in this call because it's
No
just
worries,
really
bro.
some good topics that you guys are talking about. What do you guys
Appreciate
think
it.
about that? As men, our real work is bringing out all the um, all the creativity that's locked within us. Do you guys agree with that statement? Like our true job is to bring out who we are from inside out.
Yeah, man. We just have to integrate all the limiting beliefs, all the limitations that we impose on ourselves, because that's what really is holding that creativity back. Is that you believe you have certain lack beliefs or beliefs that you think you're not worth or you're not good enough unless blah 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 or whatever, and that's what's holding you back from feeling inspired. It's just that,
Right.
yeah, the thing is, you can't run away from those beliefs if you do have them, right? A lot of people live in denial of their beliefs, or like even a lot of spiritual people, they like they are pursuing feeling good instead of pursuing finding all the beliefs they have that are holding them back and holding their, let's call it, their vibration back. And what you should do instead is look for all the darkness within you that it's in the way it's blocking the light, because that's all you need to do. Find those beliefs, then allow them to be, love those beliefs.
Right. But sometimes do you find it painful to bring those things back up to surface and
Yeah,
have to deal
like
with them?
that's the thing is, it's not going to be pleasant, but the good thing is, whenever you feel those feelings, it means they're ready to be transmuted. Like your pain, all your suffering is ready to be transmuted into light. That's what you're feeling. It's actually not bad to feel bad. It's actually
Right.
great. It means that
So the
you
picture that's coming to my mind is like when a snake shed his old skin and you had to,
yes, like the
yeah,
butterfly, whenever the butterfly is about to come out of the cocoon, this one feel the most pain,
yeah,
when it feels the most suffering. And then it needs that suffering, because without that suffering the wings wouldn't be strong enough for it to fly.
the metamorphosis part. Now let me ask you this: have you, like personally, have you experienced anything like that recently?
Like what?
Just like a metamorphosis, like the butterfly literally had to melt
Yeah,
the cocoon. Yeah,
that's usually, whenever you feel the most heaviness, the most unpleasantness, is that your higher self is telling you, like, you can take this one, so that's why I'm giving you this one.
yeah.
And then when you turn that, the biggest it is, the more unpleasant it is, the better will be afterwards, the lighter you will feel, if you allow it and you not resist it.
Right, but sometimes do you feel like an infant, like you still like just getting ready to walk after you transform?
You what? Can you
Like
repeat the
you
question?
still feel like a little kid. You're no, like figuratively speaking, after the transformation, do you still feel like you have to build those muscles in order for you to walk with your new purpose? Does that make sense?
Which muscles you mean? What do you mean?
Like like when you come out of the cocoon, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you're completely strong right away,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that means like you
Yeah,
have
it's
to
a
go.
process. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
process. Like that, you go through that same process over and over and over again, and it's not like you come out of one and now you're free. No, it's just
right.
like you're gonna come again, and the more it comes, the better you feel after. The more lighter you feel over time. You just have gotta trust that. That's the process.
That's a process. Okay,
Yeah,
thank
that's the
you.
process. Yeah, my pleasure, bro. Anyone else have questions? Dinner time. Yeah. Anyone else? Any questions? Something you've been going through recently, experiencing something that you feel holding you back, or like blockages or anything like that? Well, if nobody has questions, I guess, even if the people that already asked, if they have the same other questions, that's fine. This is, take the opportunity, guys. Don't feel like Like, don't feel ashamed of whatever. If you feel like, you know, you feel like it's, if you would share it, you feel uh, vulnerable or whatever, that's great. I mean, this is what the group is about. So
All right, since you guys don't have any questions, I have one more. So can we talk? Let's shift back to women real quick. Um, do you like nines and tens or whatever? Have you overcome that fear of just approaching them?
yeah, I think the problem right there is that the label you're creating on your mind
Okay.
about those
Okay.
women, because
So
they're just a woman. But then when you say, oh, but wait, these ones are nines and tens, these ones are different, that's why you put them on a pedestal in your own mind right there. Like when you say that, when you think that way. So the way to put it is like the fattest, the ugliest girl is as the same as a 9 or a 10. You will not have any problems with any girl anymore. But you gotta set that in your mind. That's like there's no fucking difference. It's just as a human being, as
yeah.
a fucking fat ass. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it's I just want to chime in here. I just want to chime in. What Diogo's saying is very true. But for a guy who's been brought up privy to the influence of the mass media and TV and movies and all these things, and what people tell him, beta male shaming and so on. It's very difficult. It can be very difficult to believe that it's possible. I say this because, for example, there's a guy that I used to hang out with pretty frequently a couple of years ago. Who told me point blank. At the time, I was following a guy called GLL, Good Looking Loser, and Good Looking Loser was pulling, girls very quickly. He was this guy based in LA. Was like a big buff guy, like a fitness guy. Anyway, and my friend was like, "Oh no, this is not possible. This is not possible. It's not possible to get a hot girl so fast, unless she has problems, unless she's a slut, or unless she, you know what I mean? That girl's not psychologically healthy. That girl's not because until you actually see it for yourself, and of course you have to be open-minded. But that this is what mentors are for. Until you actually see for yourself a guy pulling an amazingly hot girl in like 30 minutes or less than 30 minutes during the day, even, right? You as if she was a 6, right? Which is what you would think normally. Your brain would be like, oh no, that's only 6s. Actually, sometimes the 6s can be harder than the 9s, as you call them, right?
Yeah.
If we're going to use the number.
Whatever. Yeah.
So I'm saying this, and I've chickened out of pulling the girls that I consider what you would call my personal 10, which I consider like very attractive. I've chickened out of pulling them more than once because of this limiting belief. I always thought, and every single time I thought, I know, but I have to do more game, or I have to do something else. This cannot be so easy. You know what I mean?
You know
Yeah.
what the easiest mindset you could do is like you are your own personal 10. So doesn't matter.
Can you elaborate on that real quick? Because it's so hard. Like when you said earlier, just picture them as fat girls, right? I mean, I get the concept when you see them. Okay, fat girls in my head, but at the same time, that's only in your head, but in your heart, it's a whole different reality. Does that make sense? So you see, okay, good looking. I make sure I have to think that she's fat so I don't get nervous. But at the same time, it's so hard for me to connect from the head to my heart because, kind of like what Francisco said, you've been conditioned to think in a certain way, right?
Yeah, but Maxwell, if I can chime in here,
Yeah.
what Diogo was saying earlier to he was I think it was Diogo, or was it Rohel? I think it was Diogo. I think Diogo was saying this to Thomas earlier. Basically, if you and Rohel told me to do the same, and I noticed that it opens up new vistas, really.
Right.
If you just walk around with your headphones and you put the recorder on your smartphone, the recorder app, and you listen to yourself, and you literally go out with the purpose of meeting what you would call your personal 10. Let's use this number and let's use this label, even though, like Diogo was saying, it's not the best one. and you go out and you're like, I'm just gonna approach the girls I consider the hottest girls that I see, really, really hot girls. And you go talk to them and you record yourself and you listen to what you're saying. Then and you apply these like meditation exercises, which Diogo and Rohel were saying as well, before you go out, and you start kind of being more relaxed and present when you go, and you kind of start catching yourself. You're more aware of what you're saying, you know, and you don't just say those things like which Diogo was calling blind spots anymore. And then I think that's when it starts to change, and then you start like trying to bring her home or trying to, and it's like every single time you do a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and then eventually, you know, you're fucking the hot girl, you know.
Yeah, I think that's the great point, is that usually is not that the girls don't want to go with you, that the guy self-sabotage himself.
Right. Okay.
That's like 99% of the time.
99% of the time, yeah, like straight up, like there's nothing up. The girl wanted to go with you, the girl wants to fuck you, but you just sabotage yourself. You don't believe that's possible or whatever, whatnot, and you say no to it.
Or you like tell yourself like, oh, she just wants me as a friend, like she's not. And this is what game is for, also, by the way. Game is useful for you to be able to have a process. When you build that process, then you know that if she's fitting into that process, then she doesn't just want you as a friend. She you know, she's showing signs that according to your process.
Yeah, I mean, if you do test compliance, if you do properly test compliance, you always know like how. I mean, you can always see how much down she is just by how much she talks when you're talking to you. Like whenever she doesn't even let you talk and she talks too much, like you know that she's already wants to for you to make it happen.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome, bro. So yeah, I guess anyone else, we can we already been too long of a call. So if nobody else has any questions, I guess we can finish it off here. Thank you for being here, and yeah, hope to see you guys next week and with your goals accomplished. And yep, peace out.